the session that I planned today, we're going to start with a little bit of breath work, laying down. The class itself is going to be a really strong class. Okay, a couple of sun salutes. We're just going to do a hatha sun salute, just nice and simple to warm up the body. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a warrior flow that's really strong. And we're going to be doing lots on the legs. The arms are going to be feeling it, maybe the shoulders a little bit as well. And then we're going to do lots of chair pose. Still hear me? Yeah. Yeah, good, thank you. So we're going to start laying down. So we're going to start onto our backs. So if you just lay back onto the mat, and we're going to keep the knees bent. So we just comfortably lay back. If you've got something that you want to rest the head on, then grab that. I will just grab that because my ponytail's in the way. Okay. So laying back with the knees bent, we're just going to bring the feet to the width of the mat. And just allow the knees to fall into each other. So just allowing the knees to stay upright here. So just get those little wiggles out of the way, and we're just going to close the eyes. And we're going to take the hands onto the lower tummy, so just around the abdominal region. And we're just going to take some deep breaths here to settle in. We can bring our hands to a yoni mudra, which is the thumb tips touching and the index fingers touching as well, so that we get like this triangle shape into the hands. So that's a yoni mudra. We're just going to place that onto the belly, just along the lower, just below the belly button, which is the mudra for femininity. We've got a nice feminine energy in this space this morning, all of us women together practicing. So we're just going to gently arrive to the practice, arrive to the mat, letting go of anything that's been going on in your week, or maybe lack of anything that's been going on in your week, and just take a moment here. So just notice any sounds around you outside, maybe birds or cars or people, whatever that is. Just allowing that to be a part of this space. Just loosen off the facial features around the eyes and the forehead, maybe the eyebrows. I'm just going to take a moment to set an intention for your practice, whatever you want from the practice. Just ask yourself why you've come to the mat today, what you're seeking, what you're hoping to give and also receive from the practice. And we're just going to take the awareness to our breath, so just really feeling the tummy rise and fall with the breath. In through the nose, and we can just take a big sigh out through the mouth. Just feeling the temperature of the breath leaving the body. We'll just do that a few more times. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Just feeling that comfort in the chest relaxing. And we'll do that again. Inhale and exhale out through the mouth. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Good. And just taking a second to observe how the mind feels. If it feels a little bit monkey brain today, monkey mind, jumping from here to there, and if that is the case, that's fine. Just notice what's happening there. Okay, so we're going to just gently stretch, so you can take the arms above the head. Just if you haven't already had that nice morning stretch, just stretching the arms out, maybe stretching the legs out in front. Just taking a nice morning Stretch from the top of the body all the way through the tip of the toes. Good. Just relax the body on the mat. And then we're going to roll onto the right side. So just gently rolling onto the side, using the arm as a pillow. And then we can gently come up to seated. You can just gently open the eyes as we're coming up. Good. Okay, so we'll start with a little bit of a warm-up. So we're going to take the hands onto the knees and we're just going to draw some lovely big circles round with the upper body. So we're going to just inhale as we're moving forward, exhale as we're moving back, out through the mouth still. Just releasing anything that's been bothering you this week. Just feeling that center activating a little bit here. One more round. Lovely, and we'll just rotate that back the other way. Good, 2 more circles around. Lovely, okay, good. So we're just going to come to some seated cat-cows. So we're just going to inhale, push the chest forward, shoulders back and down, and then exhale, rounding the back, bringing the chin down to the chest. Inhale, pushing the chest forward, maybe looking up, stretching the neck a little bit, and then exhale, rounding. Inhale, coming forward, shining the heart forward, pushing the shoulders down, and exhale, round back. One more. Inhale, moving forward, and exhale, round. Good. Okay, coming back up, we're just going to stretch out the neck a little bit. So we're going to take the head over to the right, and if you want to, you can just take the right hand and just really gently around the ear, just pull that a little bit further away from that shoulder, just getting a deeper neck stretch, just keeping the left shoulder really nice and relaxed. Maybe closing the eyes. Take in some deep breaths here so you can really feel when you're exhaling the stretch just getting a little bit deeper. One more breath. Good, okay. Gently releasing the hand, bringing the head back up to center, and just take a tiny little nod side to side, just noticing the difference now from one side to the other. And then we'll just take the head over to the left, so bringing the left ear down to the shoulder. And then again, if you want to, just taking the hand really lightly, just maybe just the fingertips, just to create a little bit of a deeper stretch, keeping the right shoulder lovely and relaxed. Exhaling out the mouth. Good, and another breath. Good, okay. Gently releasing the hand, bringing the head back up to the center. We're going to interlock the hands and the fingers, and then we're going to take that onto the back of the head, around the crown of the neck. And then we're going to bring the chin down to chest, so we can feel a little bit of a rounding here. And we can just relax the spine a little bit here so that we do create a natural rounding of the spine. And we're going to just gently put a tiny bit of pressure on the back of the head and just feeling that stretch along the back of the neck and maybe the upper back, maybe a little bit in the shoulders, around shoulder blades. And another breath. Good, and we'll gently relax the hands, coming back up to straight spine and relax the neck. And then we're finally just going to take some gentle rolls of the neck one way, just half circles, and then back the other way. So bringing the ear to shoulder, and then gently going back out to the left maybe, or maybe you're at the right, and then just swapping sides. Good. Okay. Lovely. So we're going to come to tabletop now. So coming into our tabletop position, and we're just going to take the right leg behind to stretch out the calves a little bit. So you might want to just take the hands in front a little bit further, using the hands to push into the mat and just getting a nice deep calf stretch. Keeping the shoulders really active and down away from the ears. Good, and take that knee down to the mat and swap sides, taking the left leg back. And just keep it nice and strong here, pushing into that calf. Good, and back down to the mat. And now we're just going to practice being in tabletop, so just to be really active and just grounding ourselves for this strong practice. So bringing the knees hip width apart and taking the wrists underneath the shoulders. We're nice and strong it through the arms, shoulders down away from the ears. And we're going to engage the core. So when I'm relaxed, my belly wants to drop a little bit. So I'm just going to engage the core a little bit. And notice how when I do that, my tailbone just very, very subtly wants to tuck under a little bit. So we're really strong here, and I just want you to close the eyes, keeping the neck really nice and long, so looking at a point just in front of the hands. And we'll close the eyes. I just want you to feel grounded, so connected to the mat. So just noticing that around the feet, the tops of the feet connected to the mat, maybe parts of the calves or the shins, and the knees, and then finally the hands, and just really push the fingertips into the ground, just feeling that connection to your mat, feeling the strength around the wrists. Good. Okay, we're going to just gently tuck the toes under, walking the hands back, coming up onto our feet. So sometimes we store a lot of tension in our feet, which is why we have, reflexology and things like that. So it's always good to just, at some point in our practice, just stretch out our feet. Just gently staying here. The hands can be onto the thighs, just relaxing the upper body. Good. Okay, and then we're going to move into our first downward facing dog. So taking the hands down onto the mat, lifting the knees up, pushing the body weight back, and we can keep a nice bend in the knees to start. And we're just going to gently push our shoulders down towards the earth, keeping the neck nice and relaxed. So giving a little nod no or yes. Good. So we're just warming up the shoulders, warming up the armpits here. Good. And then if you want to, you can begin straightening the legs. So just pedaling out the legs here to warm up the hamstrings a little bit. Just starting really gently today. Maybe pushing one heel down and then the other heel. And you might want to just gently twist around to one side and then the other. So just doing whatever feels really natural for you here. Making sure that you're pushing the fingertips into the ground to protect the wrists. Good. And we're just going to gently walk to the top of the mat. so that we're just standing on the top of the mat, and we'll gently and slowly roll up all the way to standing. So bringing the chin parallel to the ground. Good. Okay, so we'll start into Tadasana. So just starting in mountain pose. So for that, we're going to tuck the tailbone under and engage the glutes. So we're going to just feel the quads engaging and the kneecaps lifting off the ground. Just squeezing the toes into the mat, shoulders back and down, palms facing forward. And just make sure we're engaging the core a little bit here. You should feel really strong in this posture. It's not an easy posture. You should feel really strong that if someone was to physically push you, you wouldn't move anywhere. Good. Okay, we'll take the hands to the heart. And we're just going to take a nice big breath in and out here. We'll inhale, take the arms up, gently back bending if that's good for you. And then exhale, folding forward, dropping the hands down to the mat, bringing a little bend to the knees if that's good for you, and moving the weight into the toes. I just want to feel a little stretch on the hamstrings. We're going to take the right leg behind, reaching back as far as we can, dropping the knee and shin down. And we're just going to take a nice big breath in, rising up the arms, feeling the lower body sink into the ground a little bit. Arms are up, looking up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to just come into our plank position and moving through a vinyasa here. So just dropping the knees, chest and chin down. Exhale fully. And we'll inhale, moving into Cobra. So we can come up as far as feels comfortable for you. If you want to just lift the head and look forward, you can. So we're just going to make sure the shoulders are down. You might come all the way up. So just feeling what's good for you. And we're going to come into downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, moving back into that inverted V shape. We're going to take 3 breaths here. So each time we're breathing in, we're going to bring a really generous bend to the knees, almost getting the knees to touch to the ground. And then exhale, straighten the legs, coming into down dog again. 2 more times. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten. 1 more time. Inhale, bend the knees. And exhale, straighten. Good. Take the right leg forward between the hands. Drop the left knee and foot. And I'm going to inhale, taking the arms up, nice and strong. And then exhale, releasing the hands down. Taking a big breath in. And exhale, bringing that leg forward, back to our forward fold. So again, you might want to just bring a really generous bend to the knees here. Just feeling the tummy and the thighs connect. If you're able to straighten a little bit more, keeping that connection, then do. And making sure that the weight is into our toes, not the heels of the feet. Inhale, take the arms up nice and tall. And exhale, hands to heart. Good. We'll take a breath in and out here, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So just making any adjustments you need. And just feeling nice and strong, just grounded here. Okay, so inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, take the left leg back. And exhale, drop the knee down. Okay, inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, release the hands to the mat. Inhale, move into our plank. You can drop the knees down if you want to take easy plank. And then exhale, drop the knees down, the chest and chin. Good, and we'll inhale, come into cobra. So gently peeling up, lifting the chest, looking forward, elbows in nice and tight, squeeze the glutes. And we're going to push straight back into our downward facing dog. Good. So we're going to take 3 breaths here. So remember, when we're inhaling, bending the knees, coming down as far as feels comfortable for you. And then exhaling, straightening the legs, pointing the tailbone up to the sky. Inhale, bending the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Last time, inhale, bending the knees. Exhale, straighten. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, take the left foot forward between the hands, dropping the right knee and foot down. Inhale, take the arms up, above, nice and strong, raising the arms up. And exhale, release the hands. Take another deep breath in here. And then exhale, bringing that foot forward to the top of the mat, coming back into our forward fold. Good. Inhale, take the arms up nice and strong. Gently back bending if you want to, hands to heart. Good. Okay. So let's come to our little flow now that we're going to be doing our warrior flow. So for that, we're going to come into warrior 3 to start. So I'm actually going to face this way now, just so that you can see from the right angle. So we'll start in the middle of the mat. And if we take the feet nice and wide, taking the right foot out in front. So we've got the heels in line with each other in the center of the mat. The right foot is forward and the left foot is in just slightly. We're going to start actually in, warrior 2, not warrior 3. Bending that front knee. And we're just going to make sure that, so we're twisting around to the side when we're tucking the tailbone under, making sure that the hips are not dipping into one side, so keeping the hips level. Looking over that front middle finger. Good, we're just going to fly the warriors. So we're going to straighten the legs. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, take that down. So making sure that we're bending that front knee again. Inhale, fly the warrior. Looking up if you want to. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, fly the warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Last time, inhale, fly. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Okay, we're going to take our hands to our heart, twist round to the front, and we're going to balance in warrior 3. So we're going to be balancing on the right foot, so just squeezing the toes and the right foot onto the mat, lifting the left leg up, and then we're going to lever forward into a balancing warrior pose. So staying really nice and strong through the right leg, gripping the mat, engaging the core, pointing the toes or flexing the feet, whatever feels better. Good. Okay, so same here, and then we're going to bring that leg, the left leg, all the way forward to purity pose. So another balancing posture. And we're not holding onto the leg. If that's too much on the hip flexors, then you can take the hands around the knee. If you can, try to use your core and the strength in the hips to keep that leg there. In the left leg. And then we're going to step that left leg really far back to come back into our warrior 2. So taking that back, dropping that leg, back to warrior 2. Good. So we've got the right leg in front, the left leg straight, we're bending that front knee. Good, we're going to take a couple more flying warriors. So inhale, arms up, and exhale, release. I didn't straighten my leg then, so we're doing that again. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale. Good. We'll do that once more. Inhale up. Exhale. Warrior two. Now we're going to come into Skandasana, which is a really strong pose. So if we take the hands at the heart, and we're going to be bending this left leg, straightening the right leg, and we're just going to bend down. So you might want to take the hands to the ground and see how low you can come. You might need to lift the heel of the left foot. We want to keep that right leg straight. If you find that you can't come all the way down to the ground, that's fine, just staying wherever you are. And you might be able to take the left hand nice and wide and the right arm up and over. Just coming into a gentle spinal twist. Maybe looking up at that hand. Good, so just staying nice and strong, keeping the chest lifted. Okay, good. So we're going to really push into that left leg, coming back into our warrior three position. Warrior two position even. I'm getting all lost with my words today. Okay, and hands back out to the sides. And then we're going to come into side angles. So we're going to take the right hand onto the right knee. Inhale, left arm up and over. So feeling a really nice deep stretch all along the left side of the body. And still making sure we're nice and bent into that right leg. We don't want to be straight at all. That makes us a little bit wobbly. So we're nice and deep into that stretch. And just make sure that the head doesn't fall to the right. So keeping the head nice and upright. Good. We're going to windmill the hands down to the ground. And we're going to just move through our vinyasa. So coming into plank position. And dropping the knees down, dropping the chest and chin. Good. Exhale fully here. Inhale, peel up to cobra, keeping the elbows in, squeezing the glutes. And then exhale, moving back to our downward facing dog. Or if you need a rest, come to child's pose. So if you need a rest, it's just listening to your body. It's never a failure. Listening to what your body needs. It's only good. Good. Okay, we're going to take another couple of breaths here. You can pedal out if you need to. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to step the left leg forward. And then we're going to come up, so planting the right foot down, we're going to come up into our warrior two position. So again, we're tucking the tailbone under, the left leg is in front, the hips are even, shoulders are not hunched by the ears, they're down away from the ears, and we're strong here. We're going to fly the warrior, inhale, straighten the legs, exhale, bending into that left leg. Inhale, fly. Exhale, down. Inhale, fly. And exhale, down. Good. We're going to bring the hands to heart. And we're going to be coming onto that front leg to come into warrior three. So we're going to be lifting up the right leg, straightening the legs, getting our balance in through the left leg first. And either pointing or flexing the right toes and just leaning forward wherever is comfortable for you. You might lose your balance and that's fine. You might notice that one side is a lot easier than the other. Good. Wherever you are, if you are struggling moving down too far, then just come up. Just acknowledging wherever you are today, whatever feels good. And then we're going to come into that purity pose. So bending the right knee. If you want to, holding on, trying not to. So like I said, it's a really strong class today. And hands at the heart. Flexing through the right foot. Take a breath. Our body's really warm now. Okay, so we're going to be taking the right leg back to come back to our warrior two. So stepping that back, bringing that foot in just a little bit, bending through the left leg, tucking the tailbone under, back to warrior two. Looking over that front middle finger. Flying the warrior, inhale coming up, exhale lower. And again, inhale, fly, exhale, lower. We'll do two more. Inhale, fly, and exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, fly, exhale, lower. Okay, so we're going to be coming into that Skandasana pose, so straightening the left leg, bending through the right leg, coming down. I'm going to move back so that I don't headbutt the wall. So we're going to be just lowering down wherever you need to. If you need to take the hands down to the mat, you might feel the right heel is off the ground. That's fine. And we want the left leg to be nice and straight. So wherever you are, straightening that leg. And eventually you might be able to get the foot all the way flat on the right side, but don't worry if you're not there today. So wherever you are, if you want to, you can take the right arm, still keeping the elbow on the inside of the right knee, but straightening that arm and then taking the left arm up, gently twisting and keeping nice and long in the body. Good. Breathing, taking some deep breaths, keeping a strong mindset. Okay, so we're going to push through that right leg, coming back into our warrior two. So coming up in whatever way feels good for you. So straightening the right leg, bending through that left side. And then we're going to just come into our side angle pose from warrior two. So we're going to take the left elbow to the left knee and the right arm can come up. So we're feeling that stretch this time into the right side of the body. Taking some breaths again, just making sure that the head doesn't dip down to the left shoulder, keeping the head between the shoulders, nice and in one line. Good. And then we'll windmill that hand down to the mat. And we're going to come through our vinyasa, and then we're going to take a little breath. So moving to the plank, dropping the knees, chest and chin, gently lowering. Inhale, moving up through cobra. And then exhale, just peeling back to downward facing dog. Stretching out the legs a little bit here again. And we really want to be pushing the body weight backwards and pushing the tailbone up to the sky, even if that means we bring a little bend to the knees. 2 more breaths. One more. Good, we're going to drop the knees down and we're going to come into a passive child's pose. So knees together, releasing the feet and just releasing the forehead down to the earth, arms by the side of the body. Just allowing the shoulders to completely relax here, the arms to just fall wherever they need to fall. Taking some deep breaths here. Just allowing the forehead to just crinkle towards the nose. Just taking all of the weight out of the head. Just notice the neck relax a little bit when you do that. Just feeling the heart beating.
Just enjoying the stillness in the body from a strong practice. Good. Okay, so we're going to just gently, keeping the head relaxed, just peeling up to hero's pose, so keeping the knees bent
until the head comes all the way up. Good. Okay, so we're going to just come back up to standing, and we're just going to bend the knees into the chest, and we're going to peel up here. So just straightening the legs, just nice and slow, and all the way up. Good. Okay, so we're coming to the fun part of chair pose. So we're going to come to the front of the mat. I'm going to make sure that we've got good form for this, so that we're just keeping an eye on our lower back, which is the most tempting part, is to be arching the back here in chair pose, which we don't want to do. So to do this correctly, we're going to start in a very low squatting position. So we're just going to bend the knees and see if we can bring the hands all the way down to touching the ground, so the fingertips just onto the ground. And you should notice here you're not actually able at all to arch the back. So that's the sort of thing that we want to be feeling in the back. If we engage our glutes a little bit here, we feel quite strong. So we're going to just take the arms up, and we're going to just take the knees up a little bit straighter, keeping that tucking under of the tailbone, and we can take the arms out in front. And we're just going to look somewhere between the hands, so just feeling really nice and strong here. I'm going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the hands down. Good. We're going to come up, taking the arms up higher this time. So inhale, coming up. So we're still keeping that bend in the knees, maybe having a burn in the thighs. Taking the arms up, keeping that tailbone tucked under. Engaging the glutes. Good. 1, 2. Engaging the core. 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to just drop the hands down. And we're going to just heel toe out now to have a little rest, because that's already burning on the thighs. Coming into yogi squat. So just squatting down as close to the ground as you can. If you find that you're just here, that's fine. If you are able to come into full yogi squat, we can push the knees apart and just coming up nice and tall. If you need to lean forward a bit, that's fine. Just wherever feels comfortable for you here. Take 2 breaths. Those big sighs out through the mouth. Okay, and we're going to gently come back, so heel toeing together. You might already feel a little burn in the thighs, because I do. So we're going to just lower down, so touching the fingertips onto the mat, engaging the glutes. And we're going to come up nice and strong again. So arms out in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and lower down. We're only going to do this one more time. So if we stay nice and strong, inhale, coming up, chair pose, arms coming up higher this time, still tucking the tailbone under. If that's too much on the arms, option to take the hands behind, shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And releasing the hands, heel toeing out, and coming back into our squat. So if you're feeling little burns anywhere and you're thinking that this is not enjoyable, try and think what the pose is doing for you rather than doing to you. So maybe just think about how it's strengthening your quads, creating, you know, strength in your body. It's challenging you, challenging the mind. Good. Okay, so we're finally just going to be coming into some twisted chair pose, which are really, really nice posture. So we're going to take the hands down and we're just going to bring the feet. We bring the feet to about a fist distance apart, and I'll face the front for this final one. So keeping the hands just a little bit, the feet just a tiny bit apart here. So we're going to be squatting here, taking the hands to the heart, and then we're going to twist round to the right. So we want the outside edge of the elbow to be on the outside of the right knee, keeping the legs nice and strong and a little bit apart. And we're just going to gently twist round to the right. Hold here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back to center, and then right elbow to left knee, gently twisting towards the left. Hold here for 1, 2, pushing the hands away from each other, twisting, 3, 4, and 5. Good. And we're going to come back into Malasana, squatting down. Whew. It's a tough session. Okay, so just taking 2 breaths here. If you need to come all the way to seated, that's fine. If that's comfortable and you need to just keep the feet on the ground and the elbows apart, just keeping up nice and tall wherever you are. Good. Okay, taking the left hand down by the inside of the right foot, or if you're into Malasana, just taking the left arm up nice and wide wherever you are. And then the right arm is going to come up, gently twisting. Inhale here, exhale, release, take the right hand down, and same thing with the left arm, coming up. Inhale and exhale, release. Good. Okay, we're just going to lay back onto the mat, and we're just going to stretch or give a little bit of relief to the lower back. So just drawing some circles with the knees. Good, and then back the other way. Okay. Good. Okay, so we've done quite a bit of work on our quad muscles, so we've really done some strengthening work. So I want to just take a little stretch out of that. So we're going to just roll up to seated. I'm going to come back into our hero's pose, onto the knees. Okay, so we're going to come up high onto the knees and just moving the fleshy bits of the calves out to the side so that we can sit between them. Now you might be able to get the bottom all the way down to the ground, or that might be a little bit too much. If that's too much on the knees, you can place a little blanket between the legs, so just on top of the calves. Okay. What we're going to do is just take the hands back, and just moving on to a leaning back position. And all we're going to do is push the hips forward, and you should hopefully feel a really strong quad stretch. If that's too much, then you don't need to come all the way back there. So you can just push the hips forward a bit here and feeling that quad stretch here. So wherever you are, you might be able to come all the way down. So you may be able to get the bottom all the way down onto the ground with the knees bent, and then laying all the way back, maybe on the forearms or all of the way down. So wherever you are, I just want you to focus on feeling that quad stretch. So it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you can feel a little bit of relief from those chair poses. Just taking a couple of breaths. Good. And then wherever you are, just coming up again, nice and tall. And then we're just going to take a few breaths in a wide child's pose. So taking the knees now nice and wide to the width of the mat. Taking the bottom back onto the heels and stretching the arms out in front. And we want to be feeling the top of the heels with the bottom if we can. Sometimes our knees don't allow it, but just trying to feel that connection with the top of the heels and just the very bottom of the bottom, maybe the top of the hamstring area. We can bring our hands into that yoni mudra again, so the thumbs touching, the index fingers touching, just create that nice feminine energy in the hands. While we just rest for a moment and taking all of the weight out of the head. Just notice where the mind is, whether the mind is present or whether it's focusing on something else, whether you're daydreaming, remembering, planning. Just taking this time to bring the mind back into stillness, guiding it back to a very still, peaceful state. As we slow down this practice, getting ready to come into Shavasana. Okay, so we'll gently and slowly peel back up, bringing the hands into the body. And we're going to come into laying down position. We're just going to come into a gentle spinal twist and then finally Shavasana. If you just need a quick drink or anything, grab one. Okay, so we're going to keep the knees bent, laying back and taking the hands out to either a T shape or a cactus shape, depending on how much space you've got. And we're just going to take the hips over to the right a little bit and then dropping the knees over to the left. So just gently twisting. If you want a deeper stretch, you could cross the right leg over the left as if we're sitting, how sometimes we sit with a crossed leg, and then taking that over. So it's just a much deeper twist. But we want to make sure that both shoulders stay down on the ground. So if you have crossed the legs and then the shoulder lifts, maybe just adjusting the legs so that the shoulder comes back down to the mat. And maybe taking the gaze over to the right. Taking some breaths. Sighing breaths out the mouth. Good, and again. Once more. Good, bringing the head back to the middle first, uncrossing the legs, and then bringing the knees up so that the soles of the feet are flat on the ground. Just taking the body into a nice straight line again, and then we can take the hips over to the left, dropping the knees down to the right. And if you want to, crossing that left leg over the right, just getting a deeper stretch. And just taking the gaze over towards the left.
Deep breaths. Sighing out through the mouth. Hopefully the body temperature's really come back down. One more breath. Good. And we'll gently uncross the legs, bringing the soles of the feet back to the ground. Just straightening the body, keeping the body in one nice long line, and then we can take the legs out in front. So coming into Shavasana, if you want to grab a blanket or something here for the feet or for the body, then do that. I'm just going to tilt the pelvis up slightly, feeling the lower back nice and grounded. And we can either come back to that position that we started with the Yoni Mudra onto the tummy, or if you want to, having the hands down by the side of the body with the palms facing up. So just feeling whatever feels good for you. Gently closing the eyes. Just allowing the mouth to stay open a little bit here. Relaxing the shoulders through the hands, pelvic region. Anywhere that you feel a little bit tense, just easing off in that area. And just take some slow, deep breaths to settle in. And we can practice some golden thread breath here, which is the lips in a almost like a whistling type position. And with the eyes closed, if you just imagine that there's a thread in front of the mouth and you're just blowing that. So every time you're exhaling, you're just blowing that thread, watching the thread move. Just feel the chest really light here when you do that. In through the nose and out through that very small gap between the lips. A couple more times. It's as if the body is deflating as well, just feeling melting into the mat. And take a couple more. Lovely, and last one. Just find your natural breath. Feeling really soft all through the body. Supported. Listen to anything around you, and maybe just taking this time to look at what you can see behind closed eyes when you're looking inward. Any colours or shapes behind the eyes. Enjoying this rest in the body and the mind. Nowhere to be but here in this moment. Okay, so we can begin to bring some awareness back to our anime kosher physical body by just gently moving the fingers and toes. So all those yummy little sensations of aliveness in the joints. And maybe beginning to just gently nod the head, moving the head one way to the other. Maybe just stretching through the arms and legs a little bit. Just moving the body in any way you need to wake up. And that rest is always such an important part of our practice, as well as the coming round from the rest and easing into it, not just jumping off the mat. And we can gently and slowly bend the left leg, using it to help us roll onto the right side. And just taking a couple of moments here. And then we can gently push into the left hand, using it to help us come up to seated. Try and keep the eyes closed here, looking inward for as long as we can. We're just going to take the hands to the heart now, so placing the hands on top of each other around the chest or the heart region, just to be grateful to ourselves for stepping on the mat, maybe just dedicating that practice to somebody you love. I'm just going to bring a really gentle smile to the face here, just to complete our practice with gratitude, love. So we'll just take a nice big sigh in, or breath in through the nose, sighing out through the mouth to seal the practice. And we can gently open the eyes back into the space. Namaste, everybody. Thank you.